Hi there, welcome to Life Unscripted with Coach Kanye. I am Coach Kanye, and our topic today is how long should you wait before you start a new relationship? This one is something that I get asked a lot, but before we get into it, stop what you're doing, go click on that subscribe button, go click on that like button so that we will know when we are hanging out every single Thursday. You are going to be hearing from me. And mind you, I do want to say I'm proud of myself. Like, I have been fucking consistent for a whole month on YouTube. I need confetti, I need horns blowing, I need flowers, because what? A full month of consistency. I'm just gonna go, because I live alone, right? I'm gonna go ahead and tap myself on the shoulders, on the back, because I did that and I am so committed to keep doing it. Because first of all, they are going to ban TikTok in the States. So if you follow me on TikTok, this is going to be one of the best ways for you and I to stay connected. I have been in grief, I have been in sadness, I have been enraged by the outcome of the elections yesterday, and today I was like, life moves on. We create, and what is the best way to create than to do shit that feels good? And talking to you, connecting with you, it feels good. And so when I say, if you follow me on TikTok and you're not from the States, or even if you are from the States, especially if you're from the States, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because this is going to be how you and I stay connected. Because I bet you they will be banning TikTok. They've already banned it, and I promise you, my money is on the fact that after January 20th, there will be no TikTok in America. I wanted to tell you that. But let's get into today's topic. Let me take a sip. Boo, boo, boo. We're cold coffee today because it's one of those days. How long should you wait before you start a new relationship? I'm going to approach this conversation with a lot of honesty. I'm going to approach this conversation with you with a lot of vulnerability. I'm going to give you my stuff. And in giving you my stuff, I'm going to hope that you learn. Okay? Learn from your elders. And you're like, you don't look like my elder. I promise you, I'm older than you. I am your elder. Okay? But all jokes aside, for the past 13 years, I've been in relationships. The past 13 years, I have jumped from relationship to relationship to relationship. And it is the universe. Literally, I feel like in what I was about to do this year, the universe was like, bitch, no. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like the universe literally grabbed you by like a cat? You know, when you're like, yo, stop it. I feel like the universe grabbed me by my neck and said, you are not doing this again. No. I was in a 7-year relationship with someone that I thought was going to be my life partner. I was like, this is my soulmate. This is the love of my life. Like, how lucky am I to be so young and to have found the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. And that relationship ended. And if you want to hear the story, you're going to have to get my book, Traveling While Black and Lesbian. The last two chapters are about the end of that relationship. And it crushed me. And I was hurt. And I was sad. And I cried. And I was angry. And I experienced relational trauma, all the things. Tell me why I was in a relationship or starting a relationship within 5 to 6 months of that one ending. And now, okay, let me tell you. So I get into this relationship with my most recent long-term partner. And we were together for 5 years. But in between, because I started this new relationship so fast, I didn't have the space. I didn't have the emotional space to grieve the 7-year relationship. I was untethering a 7-year life with someone. And I didn't give myself the time. I could blame my ex and say she didn't want me talking to my other ex and no, it was me. I did not give myself the time to properly grieve a life that I loved, to grieve a life that I was excited about. We had a dog, we had a home, my sister lived with her, and I just because I was so scared of facing myself, because I was so scared of facing that grief, that hurt, and that pain, which, by the way, manifested in the other relationship. It manifested in the new relationship that I was in, because we can never really run away from ourselves. No matter how much we try, we can never really run away from ourselves. And so as much as I was traveling the world with my new partner and we're having all those experiences, we're living in Australia, deep down was the gunk of that hurt and that pain. Deep down was the story of that hurt and that pain that I did not allow myself the proper time to heal and move on from. It took me years. It took that new relationship ending. I know you're confused. I'm confused too, like which one? So there was the 7-year and there was the 5-year. It took the 5-year relationship ending for me to call the 7-year person and say, I want to hear what you went through when we broke up. And we had a 3-hour conversation where we just talked. And I remember sitting in Mexico and being like, I wish I had had this conversation when we broke up. I wish I had given myself the time to be angry at you for what you did, to grieve this relationship, to then have this conversation. Because I was holding on to so much shit. And now when I look back at the shit that I was holding on to, it wasn't mine to hold on to. Because at the end of the day, whatever that person was processing had nothing to do with me. Yes, the impact was harmful and it harmed me, and I went to therapy, and I'm grateful, because if I stayed with that person, I wouldn't be your life coach today. If I stayed in that relationship, I would have missed my purpose. So yes, it hurt. Yes, there was pain, and I wish she had acted differently. But man, everything that I went through past, every experience that I had, thank you. And having that conversation with her, I was like, oh, so that had nothing to do with me. And I internalized an experience that had nothing to do with me, because I didn't take the time to try and figure out what the fuck happened. Because instead of facing my shit, instead of being alone, instead of saying, yo, Kanye, you are just trying to be in a relationship because you're scared of being by yourself, and realizing that when I am alone, that is when I'll heal, I threw myself into a relationship. I'm gonna take a sip of water while you subscribe. Coffee while you subscribe. And listen, I didn't learn. I know I'm gonna answer the question that we asked. I didn't learn. Because as soon as that 5-year relationship ended, and I had to move into an apartment by myself, after so many years of living with people, that fear, what do I do now alone? What the fuck do I do alone in this country as an immigrant? And I went through the drama of ending that relationship. And as soon as the first person showed interest, I wanted to be in a relationship with them. I wanted to date them. It wasn't even 6 months. I told you I was offering you vulnerability. I told you I was offering you openness. It wasn't even 6 months since that relationship ended, where I was busy letting myself fall in love. Was I falling in love, or was I nursing my fears? I don't fucking know. But I was convinced that this is going to be the person I spend the rest of my life with. That I had found the one yet again. Because I didn't want to take the time to look at this one, to spend time with this one, to heal this one, to understand how this one relationships and why she relationships the way that she does. And this is the relationship where the universe was like, oh no, no, no. Literally, the universe was like, you're not doing this again. You are going to learn to be by yourself. I protested. I fought the universe. I was like, no, you're wrong. Universe, you're wrong. How is this happening to me? What is happening to me? The universe was like, you are going to sit in your apartment. You're going to work on your business. You're going to build your relationship with yourself. You are going to build this relationship with yourself. So I've been alone now for about 7 months. 7 months, which is, let me tell you, for someone who has been in relationships for 13 years without really having time to be alone is a long fucking time. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go. I miss being in a relationship, I don't wanna lie. But man, it has been eye-opening. It has been a test by fire. It has been one of those things where I'm like, yo, I needed this. I needed this. I needed this. I could cry. I needed the time alone. I needed to look at my wounds. I needed to look at my shadows. I needed to look at my pain. I needed to look at myself. I'm gonna take another sip. And so you're like, all right, coach, how long? As long as you need to. As long as you need to. It's not about the amount of time. Hear me, church. Hear me, church. It is not about the amount of time. It is about what you do with the time. Does that make sense? I could be single for 4 years. If I am not doing the stuff that I need to do to heal, I will still be the same in a relationship after 4 years. I will still attract the same partners. I will still repeat the same patterns. If I am single for 5 months and I am in therapy and I am reading books and I am in coaching and I am sitting with myself and I am meditating and I'm asking myself some big questions like, why are you the way that you are? If I am single for 5 months and I say, okay, universe, what type of partner do I want to call in? And what have I been doing to make sure that the partner I call in is going to be attracted to me? Because if I want a partner that goes to the gym and I don't work out, something is off. They're not going to want me. How do I define a future partnership and make sure that my life is aligned with that future partnership? Some of us just sit and like, oh, I've been single for like 2 years, I'm ready for a relationship. Are you? Because if you don't do that work in the in-between, baby, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. If you're like, I've been single for 2 years and I've just been partying it up a storm. Don't get me wrong, partying it up. I love a good party as much as the other person does. But I'm more concerned about how am I healing in my alone time. So maybe for you, it's going to be 2 months. Maybe for someone else, it's going to be 5 years. The question is not the time. The question is the intention with the time. The question is not the time. The question is the intention with the time. What are you doing with the time that you are taking between relationships? That's the answer. That's my answer. I'm not going to say be single for a year. Okay. Be single for a year and then what? 2 years? Be single for 2 years and then what? Be single until you can sit with yourself and write down the shit that you need to work on. For me, it was codependency. Okay, Kanye, you're codependent. Why? Oh, it's because you have an abandonment wound. And so you become codependent on your partners because you don't want them to leave you. What's the process for healing? Oh, you are going to love the fuck out of you. You are going to reparent. You are going to understand that you are at a point in your life right now today, and it is so beautiful, where you really, really know that the only person that can abandon you now is you. That the only person that can reject you now is you. Where you are going to step into relationships with radical self-love. Step into relationships with radical self-love. Where you can look at someone and say, I want to love you. I want to love you. I think you are worth my love. But I promise you, I love myself more. I love myself more. Because some of us love the other people more. Is it love or is it fear? I want you to, I say that a lot. Is it love or is it fear? Is it love or is it fear? If I am loving you from a place of worrying that if I love myself more, if I show up for myself, if I do shit that makes me feel good, if I chase my dreams while I'm with you, if I pursue my calling, I want you to know that I love what I'm called for more than I love you. I will show up for my clients. I will do my work. I will keep doing what I'm doing. And if you think loving you means that I have to stop and hold you up, you are wrong. I love what I'm here for more than I love this relationship. Some of us love the relationship more than we love our goals, than we love our dreams, than we love our purpose. So what I want you to take away from this conversation today is, it's not the time that matters. It's not how long you stay single that matters. What matters is what you do with the time. How you show up for yourself. How you show up for your community. How you prioritize your friendships. How you redefine your relationships with your family. How you fall in love deeply with yourself and you take care of yourself. And you choose your peace. And when you do that, when you understand that that's part of the journey for you, you will be so quick to say, yo, I am at peace with myself. And if I meet someone who does not add to that peace, but takes away from it, you can exit and I will be fine. Because I have taken the time to prove to myself that I will be okay on my own. I don't need you here, I want you here. I don't need you here, I want you here. And that's what I have for you today. Please subscribe and I will see you next week. And always, always, always remember to please be kind and to please be tender with your beautiful self.